Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I am back for another discussion this week. Like I like to call them my mini coaching sessions. I am sorry I am late. I had puppy mommy duties. I had to go pick up my sweet boy from the barbershop and they waited to call. And as soon as I was about to get ready to get on, so let me go get him and let me hurry so that I can get back here and not miss my Tuesday talks with Lady O. Let me make sure I have everything. I think I got everything together. Okay. All righty. So, welcome back to Tuesday Talks with Lady O. I am your host, Olivia B. Shepherd, your transformation coach and mental health advocate. I help women like myself heal past wounds, grow life skills in order to transform your lifestyle. So, welcome to Tuesday Talks with Lady O. All right. So last week we were talking about, I gave you 3 ways you can unlock your potential this year for 2022. But it came to mind that in order to unlock your potential, you have to first actually start experiencing some change. And what I realized about with change, a lot of people don't want to do that. People want results. People want to have this magnificent life. People want to do all these things, but people don't want to change. And when I'm talking to most clients, change is scary to most people, especially those of us who deal with mental health issues. We also suffer from codependency. So when you're codependent on someone, something, is familiar to you, is comfortable to you. So changing that particular routine, is fearful because you don't know what's going to happen when you change. The fear of the unknown keeps a lot of people paralyzed because I don't know what's going to happen. Remember, a lot of us are overthinkers. A lot of us are how do you say it? Worry warts. We're constantly worrying about something that, we're always thinking in the future. We can't actually see into the future, but we think into the future. And we constantly think far ahead, which keeps us from being out there changing, doing what you got to do. So when I talk to certain clients, I ask them about the habits that they have. Okay, what are your bad habits? What are some things that you like to change in order for you to create this amazing transformation? And I speak on my story a lot. I am constantly telling people the transformation stories that I actually have done myself. I think I posted a picture today of the person I used to be to the person I am right now. But none of that transformation would have happened if I didn't experience change first. There were things I had needed to change. There were people that I needed to change. There were places I needed to change where I went. That transformation didn't happen overnight. There are times that I go back, because it's comfortable. There were people I went back to because it was comfortable, so that transformation didn't happen overnight. But when I realized that, okay, change is good, there's some good things over on this side of the grass, it is kind of greener over here, it's okay, I could take these baby steps, I felt better about my transformation and I felt better about changing. Now, change will hurt because when you're changing relationships, you're going to hurt. When you are changing friendships, when you're cutting people off or deciding to move in a different direction, yes, it's going to hurt, but it's going to be well worth it. Because I like to say when you're changing, you're opening up, you're letting go of the old and you're opening up room for new people, new experiences, new things that you didn't know that you could experience because you were holding on. So I love all things transformation. I am a product of transformation. I have transformed so many things in my life. I am trying to transform my health right now, from eating cheeseburgers and eating anything I want to the point where I gained so much weight and I can no longer blame it on the quarantine because of course, we are able to get out and about, but I knew that I needed to, when I got my numbers back from my test results a couple of weeks ago, and I got the numbers back, and I think they say, like, things, low, high, whatever. Well, I saw some numbers that I did not like. One, my weight. Two, my cholesterol, my blood pressure. Those were a lot of things that I did not like. So those things I need to change. Now, will it hurt me to change those numbers because I like to eat? I'm hungry right now. I literally want a cheeseburger and some french fries right now. But I cooked a healthy meal. I'm going to be eating Brussels sprouts and chicken. And that's what I'm going to stick to, because I'm not afraid of change. I know that change is good, because the results from this particular change will be the fact that I can get into a size large again. Well, I'm actually back in a size large because I did lose a couple of pounds, but you get what I'm saying. I can now get into some clothes that I wasn't able to wear all last year, the year before last, because of the quarantine weight. So change is good. Change is hard, but it's so necessary for your transformation. But if change is so good, if it's so good and everybody is changing, why do people resist it? Well, a lot of people resist change because, again, you don't know what's going to happen on the other side. You don't know. You're codependent to what you are stuck with. This is your comfortable space. I don't want to put my toes in that water. I don't want to go out on a limb. I need to know everything that's happening right now. And this is why people stay stuck in bad, toxic relationships. This is why people stay stuck with people who still, invite them to do toxic things and the habits. So people resist the change because I don't know. I just don't know. What if I change and nobody likes me? What if I go to a different church and nobody wants to talk to me at the church? What if I change the way I eat and, it's just so many excuses people make to keep from changing. I used to get all the time, the guilt from other people. When I started changing my lifestyle, when I decided that I wanted to be, a whole different person, go a whole different route, when I wanted to grow up, when I wanted to start working on my healing, people will come up to me, and that's one of the reasons why people don't change, but I'll get into that in a minute. But that I got the guilt from people. When you start changing, they still bring up the old stuff. They still see you as the old way. When you start changing, because other people are not changing, this creates this thing in your mind. Well, so-and-so is not changing, so where I'm at must be good. And that's not how it works. When you start to change, you need to change for you, not for anybody else, but for you. You need to change for your healing. You're not going to be able to grow and heal if you are constantly afraid of change. Change has to happen for you to experience your transformation. Once that butterfly is in that cocoon, she is going through all kinds of things. I'm just going to say she's a she. I don't know. But she's going through all types of transformation inside of that cocoon. It's dark. It's depressed. She's lonely. Because when you are changing, those things are going to happen. You're going to get in a place where you're going to be lonely sometimes. Because sometimes when you're changing, nobody else is changing around you. So you're doing this alone. There are going to be times when it's going to be dark, especially for those of us who suffer from mental health issues. We start to, get into our own minds. We're in our own heads. So we're depressed because why did I decide to make this transformation and nobody's happy for me. Nobody's come along with me. You can almost imagine what the butterfly was thinking the entire time she was stuck in her cocoon. But each day, as she decided to grow and she decided to transform, she was nipping away at the cocoon to break out. And she was nipping away at these things, but guess what she was doing? She was nipping away at people who continued to talk about her. She was nipping away at people who didn't care about her. She was nipping away at the bad way she was eating. You know what I'm saying? So you get the metaphor, okay? She eventually comes out. She's this beautiful blossoming butterfly. This is how transformation happens, okay? I am proud of my transformation. I still have ways to go, but I have no trouble with experience and change anymore. It was hard at first. I was, I didn't want to do it. I kept going back, kept going back, kept going back. But going back only got me the same results that I was trying to get away from. Because when you go back, you keep thinking, well, maybe this person will change, or maybe these people will change, or maybe if I just do this, you justify why you need to go back and why you don't need to change. And you will take, and now all that does is prolong your healing and it prolongs your transformation. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why people resist change, because I was this person. And until I decided to say, you know what, I no longer want to do this anymore. I do want to transform into who God created me to be. I do want to let go some bad habits. I do want to let go some bad people. I do want to change and, start doing things with my life that I don't see other people doing. When I decided to go back to get my degree in 2014, nobody was cheering me on. People told me I was too old to go back to school. You're never too old to go back to school. You can go back to school at any time you get ready to go back to school. Okay. But I was ready for a change. Excuse me. I was tired of being the person who just had a high school diploma. Okay. I had been around tons of people who just had high school diplomas. And I kept saying to myself, I always wanted to go to school, but why am I hanging around with people who don't want to do anything else? And guess what? When I decided to go back to school, all of my friends dropped off. But then I ended up meeting 2 wonderful ladies who came into my life during that time, who got me through school. This was during the time that my dad had the stroke. So I didn't know if I was going to actually graduate. But when I decided to make room for new people and to exit out and to do away with the old people, and when I decided to change that thing about my life, I didn't just want to be a person with a high school diploma. That was just me. Okay. And I needed to change that. And I did change that. And I met 2 lovely ladies who are still my friends to this day. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I decided to make that change. Okay. So once I finished that first degree, I got my second one, and I ended up meeting more ladies who are still my friends to this day again. I was so excited about that because I now let go, and I no longer have those older friends. I don't know where they are at. But I know for a fact they did not go back to get degrees. They did not, and they are not doing well. But it's okay. You live and you learn, and it's never too late to change. So don't think now either that, okay, I'm older, that I can't change. I got kids, I can't change. That's a lie. Those are just lies. Those are just lies. And those are the excuses that you are making to keep from changing. Okay. I heard someone say this the other day about them being too old. Well, I'm set in my ways. I just don't believe that. Okay. I think that's something we tell ourselves so that we don't, that's your excuse to not do what's right. Okay. So no, you're not too old to start changing. If you want to go back to school, you can start going back to school. You can go ahead and do that. So what if you have kids? My son was 16 at the time when I went back to school. Again, I graduated with him. He was graduating from high school, I graduated from college. So what? Okay. I did what I needed to do, and I was happy about my progress. I was happy about my transformation. So here are 3 reasons why people resist change. Number 1, your feelings are involved. You resist change because people know that I hate this "I got a good heart" thing. I cannot stand that slogan. I think it needs to be thrown in the trash. We all have good hearts. I have a good heart. I just don't let people screw with my heart. Okay. You're going to have to take your feelings out of change. So if you are going to change, and you need to change the people that you are around, the people that are bringing you down, the people that you know are toxic. You're tired of walking into the house and you see this toxic person. You're tired of going around these people and they're toxic. But because you got a good heart, you don't want to step away from these people. That's codependent behavior. And just because I don't care to be around toxic people doesn't make my heart any less gooder than yours. But your feelings are involved. You know that you need to change these people. You know that you need to change the habits that you have been, the bad habits that been breaking you down, and you know this, but your feelings are involved. You start to play that, well, I don't want to hurt anybody else. You know, you're being hurt the whole entire time you're in these toxic friendships and relationships, co-worker friendships, all these things. You're being hurt, you're being taken down, but you've decided that you don't want to change these people because you have a good heart. You don't know how to break it to these people that, hey, this can't happen between us anymore. Okay. So your feelings are involved. You're always afraid of what other people are going to say to you, which is the second one. You value other people's opinions over your own. You want to change, you want to do something else. And going back to exactly what I said when I went to school. People told me that I thought I was better than everybody else. Well, you ain't no better. You still from this place and you this place, or you're trying to follow people. I'm not. I wanted to get a college education. That was me. It doesn't make me no better than anybody else. It doesn't make me mean that I'm following somebody else. It just means I was trying to better myself. Okay, this is what I was doing. See, you all have a tendency to let other people talk you out of your dreams, and that's what we should not be doing. You shouldn't even be telling people the shit you're about to do. Okay, because 9 times out of 10, the people that you're telling are going to be the ones that are not going to support you, and they're going to be the ones to talk you out of it because they're scared to do the same thing. Most of the people that I told that I was going to college did not root for me at all. And it was so funny because when I actually graduated and was about to walk across that stage, and a family member mentioned to my husband, well, is she getting a certificate? And my husband was like, no, she's getting a whole degree. I was like, okay, go ahead, baby. But, he was explaining to them, this person, that I was getting a whole degree. But see, this person had already tried to talk me out of it. This person failed at doing what they needed to do to get their college degree. This person was being messy. But when this person saw me cross that stage, and then when I got out of, when you get out off the stage and you go to the, out in the parking lot, after all of the graduation ceremony is over, oh, they were hugging me. They were telling me how proud they were of me. Oh my God. No. No. Okay. But of course, I took it with stride. I didn't say anything. I just continued to gloat, in my moment with my degree in my hand, because change, is good, but sometimes it's hard. Okay. Sometimes change is hard. Oh my God, I lost my screen. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. I lost my screen. I'm sorry. My phone was ringing. Sometimes change is hard, but the people that you are telling your story to, the people that you're going to tell, hey, I'm going to start doing this, or I'm going to go do this. Stop telling people your stuff. Stop getting the opinions of other people inside your head. Now they're talking you out of your dreams. They're talking you out of your change. They're talking you out of your transformation. Okay? So what you need to do is stop valuing other people's opinions over yours. Okay? Stop valuing their opinions. The change is about you. The change is for no one else. It's about you. Okay? So when you decide to say, you know what? I don't care what people are going to say. I'm going to make this change, and this is what I'm going to do. Okay? When I decided to change relationships and cut people off, people think that cutting people off is such a harsh thing. And it's not that you're cutting these people off per se. You still have room for them, but just not in your space where their toxic energy can be downloaded into your spirit. So when I decided to change the people, of course, people who I know and love didn't even understand. Nobody could understand why I would cut off people that I love. But the change wasn't for them. And it wasn't for them to understand. It was for me. It was for my peace. It was for my mental well-being. So I decided to change. I decided to change the people. I decided to change the bad habits that I was doing. I did the change for me. I wasn't following the crowd. I was following me. Okay? So when you stop valuing other people's opinions, you'll make that change. Number 3, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that you will be able to do okay on the other side. You don't trust yourself, and I was that person. I know for a fact that I did not believe that I could transform into this person that I had been dreaming that I could be. I didn't know if I could transform into this person. For those of you who follow me, y'all know the person that I was, Miss Fran, the cusser, the fusser, the one that went to jail every 10, minutes. I mean, there wasn't a time that I didn't go to jail. Okay. I mean, everywhere we went, I was in jail. Okay. Disorderly conduct, telling somebody off. I'm always in the county somewhere. Okay. That's who I was. But I didn't know I didn't trust myself being Olivia. I didn't trust myself. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make Olivia Lady O work. So I didn't trust myself. So for a long time, I kept staying over in that old world. I stayed codependent to those people. All the time, I was prolonging my healing and my growth. So you resist change because you don't trust yourself. This is why I'm so hard on you all about self-love and about enjoying your own self and enjoying your own company, because you don't actually need people to validate you. You don't need people to tell you every day, well, this is what I want for you, and I love you, and this is what I do. I don't know why people want to continue to call me right now doing my live. It's driving me nuts. Okay, I'm sorry, but you don't need that, because if you love yourself, you don't have to worry about the people that when you start, deleting people out of your life, you can say, okay, bye, because you will not need them in your new life. You make room for new people. And I did that. When I was able to get all of the toxic people away from me, when I was able to keep that toxic stuff out of my head at night, I was able to sleep better. I was able to be myself, because as long as I was around those people, I wasn't able to be Lady O, transformation coach Olivia. I wasn't able to be that person. I was just stuck. They hindered my growth, because a lot of people who hinder your growth is because they're not growing. And when they're not growing, they don't want anybody else around them to grow. And so when you are doing your changing, if you're sitting around and you're telling your spouse or your children or your coworkers or whoever you deal with, if you're telling them, hey, this is what I'm about to do. And when they start putting you down, you right then and know that it's because, 1, they're jealous. 2, they never cared in the first place about what's going on with you. I'm sorry to say it, but there are people out here who just don't give a damn about you. I experienced it. And it's going to be, sometimes it's going to be the people you love the most. They just don't care. So when you're going to start your transformation and you're going to say, hey, I'm going to join this group, I'm going to go ahead and start working out, I'm going to start doing this now. Well, I don't want to be called that name anymore. You're going to start getting all the chitter chatter. You're going to start getting the guilt. They're going to start trying to pull you back. I tell the story all the time when I decided to stop drinking for a while, and I went a whole year without drinking. Nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. Nobody said congratulations. Nobody said I'm so proud of you. Nobody said anything. But the one time when alcohol was induced into a situation, and the first thing they said to me was, girl, you don't drink no more? And I was like, no, I don't. You've been knowing this. It's been 6 months. Because I knew I had to cut back on the alcohol. Okay. So just get ready for that. People are not going to root for you when you start your transformation. People are not going to be in your corner. There are going to be people that you love the most that are going to be the ones that are going to say to you, well, why are you doing that? Nobody don't care about that. You too old to go back to school. They're going to talk you out of it. And if you don't get yourself together in your mind, you're going to stay stuck in your transformation. You're going to stay stuck in the middle. Because now you're in the middle, you're trying, you want to transform, you want to push through, but now you're codependent on the people or on the things, the old things that you used to do. And you're never going to change. You're never going to get that transformation. When I knew that I needed to get help for my mental illness, when I knew I had been walking around, people saw me walking around being a wreck. People knew I was a mess. And the first day that I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to check myself into this hospital. I'm going to get the help that I need, and I'm going to do what I need to do for me. You know what was said to me? Don't take those people medicines. That medicine don't work. Those people don't know what they're talking about. Says the same damn people who are just as nuts as me. Because nobody wants you to change because they're staying the same way. So they want you to stay the same way too. But if you get yourself together, if you get to the point where you start, like I would not introduce these meditations to you all. This is for my Facebook group. Meditate on who you want to be. Meditate on the dream you have for yourself. Meditate if you want to get healthy, if you want to decide to go check yourself into a hospital for a week or so or whatever, because you know this is what you need, do it. Do it for you. You have to love yourself so much that you no longer care about others. And it's not that you don't care about them in that sense, but you have to put yourself first. My health, my mental health, all of that was first for me. So when I started my transformation journey, I decided there were going to be things I was going to cut out. There were going to be people that I needed to cut out. There were going to be old habits that I needed to cut out. I was a drinker. I drank way too freaking much. I was walking around with flask in my pocketbook. Nobody told me that you were alcoholic. Nobody said that because I was hanging out with people who thought it was cute. I was hanging out with people who didn't mind that I was doing that because, hey, we all drunks. We all do that. But I wanted better for myself. And when I decided to change, those same people will bring up the past. Those same people will guilt me into thinking that, nobody wants to hear from you. Nobody wants to see you. Nobody wants to do anything. You're never going to amount to anything. Okay, you think you're better than, you're going to get all of that chitter chatter. You're already fighting demons within. Don't let these people talk you out of your transformation. Don't let people talk you out of your change. Change is good. And I'm grateful for every single chance I got and still get to do things differently. Today I had a chance to think about something differently. See, you have to start thinking differently. And the chance came up. It was me and my husband were talking on the phone, and he said something to me that the old thinking of me kind of wanted to go off and kind of wanted to go into this whole little world. But you know what? I was like, you know what? Not this year. I'm not doing this year because I'm going to tell you what people do. When you start to change, they try to pull you back in. Because the first thing they're going to say when you go back is, see, I told you. You ain't changing. You the same person. Trust me. I got that all this year. Okay, well, I got that all last year. I got that all last year. You're the same person you used to be. You're not going to change. You haven't changed. All because I let people pull me back to that old person I used to be. So when you're changing and you're going through your transformation, you're going to have to cut off people. You're going to have to cut off those habits. Because you're not going to experience your true transformation. You're not going to experience your true healing if you are still doing and dealing with the same things and the same people. Change is hard. Change is fearful, but it's so freaking good for you. It is so good for you because now that like I said, going back, me deciding to go get my degree in 2014, I was so happy about that. I was elated because I wanted to change the narrative of just having a high school diploma in my family. I wanted to do that. So I decided to change. And guess what? When I started to change and all of my friends didn't want to go with me on this journey, they dropped off. But I opened up the room for new people. And those new people came into my life, and I still have those people in my life to this day. Same thing when I got my second degree. Same thing when I decided, I tell a story all the time too. I shut down my whole entire Facebook page, my old Facebook page. And on that Facebook page, it was a bunch of us cussing, people showing their booties, about club life, stupid stuff, gossiping. That's what that page was for. And when I shut that page down, I went to my original first name and I went over to another page. I mean, when I tell you, I completely let the page go. People are still searching for me. They don't even know that I'm on this new page. They don't even know. People, and I think that's been about 4 years ago when I shut that, when I let that page go. You understand what I'm saying? I cut everybody off from that page. You know, because remember, your Facebook friends are just people who are being nosy. Okay, most of the people that were on my page were people from high school. They didn't even talk to me in high school, didn't even like me in high school, but they were on my page because they wanted to see what I was doing. They wanted to see how I was doing. So I had over 5,000 friends, and none of the people, nothing. There was nothing. So I changed the whole page. Now I'm over at my new page that I've been at for the last 3 or 4 years, and I have tons of people that I've met. I'm talking about Facebook friends that genuinely are so kind to me. People that love me. I mean, I have some back channel DMs that I talk to with my people all the time. I have people that support me like nobody else's business. All because I decided to change. And that's all it takes. Is taking that first step, deciding that, okay, this is what I want for my life. I want to change the way I eat. I want to change those bad habits. Because drinking too much was going to eventually kill me. See, nobody tells you that when you're partying, when you're drinking. Nobody tells you, if you drink too much, you're going to get cirrhosis at the liver. Nobody tells you those things because the people that I was around drink excessively just like me. The people that I was around was partying just like me. Nobody took a break. Like we were drinking all the time, constantly, every weekend. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were drinking. I was drinking every single day of the week. Now I drink tea. I don't have to go for the wine. I don't have to go for the liquors. I don't have to do all of that because I changed the people that I had in my circle. When I decided that I wanted to take do my weight journey, it wasn't for Facebook or Instagram so that I get this nice body so that I can show you all and pose and be half naked. No, I wanted to change my numbers. I didn't like my weight number. I didn't like my cholesterol number. I did not like my high blood pressure number. And there were a lot of other numbers there that I didn't understand because now I'm focused on that. I didn't like those numbers. I needed to change the way I ate. It wasn't for anybody else. It wasn't even for my husband. It was for me. And it's still for me. Change is good. Change is scary, but change is necessary. And when you get that through your head, get out of your own way, your transformation and your healing will begin. Okay? So that's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. I thank you all. For those of you all who tuned in today, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, to everybody in Facebook and YouTube land and on Instagram. If you are catching the replay, let me know that you are catching the replay. I will post it. It'll be on Instagram, but it's definitely always on my YouTube page. So again, I thank you all. I want you all to have a great rest of the week. Like always, if you are looking for a topic that you want me to address, I am an open book, so I have no problem with taking requests for my Tuesday Talks with Lady O. Remember my bold gold, the one that I said on last week, that I will be here every Tuesday, if God willing, every Tuesday from now until December this year, because that was the bold goal that I set for myself to unlock my potential this year. Okay. And along with that also goes into my transformation. Okay. It goes into the fact that, I have decided that this is what I want for my life. This is what I want for me, so me showing up, even if nobody else shows up, This goes into my transformation. This makes me stronger. This makes me better. These are the things that I work on behind the scenes. While I'm pushing you all, I'm pushing myself as well. So don't forget that your change is for you. It's for you and you only. And you never know. And if you have children, your change could be for your children. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being better. Yes, it's scary over in the unknown world. It is scary. You know, I didn't know who I was going to be talking to. I didn't know who I was going to meet at school. I didn't know who the friends that I was going to have when I no longer had the drinking buddies. But now I have the most wonderful friends in the world who support me. You know, we don't drink all the time. We don't have to drink. You know, we can just enjoy each other's company without all of that. There's no drama. There's no toxic stuff going on. It's just peace. But that only happened. I only found these people when I let go and I decided to change. Change is good. Change is necessary. Okay? You can do this. You can do this. Just get out of your way. Get out of your head. You can do this. All right. So that's it. Until next week, thank you all again for tuning in. I will see you all back here. I promise it'll be at 4 o'clock. Oh my God, I keep thinking I might have to change the time, but today was puppy day. So, and he's sitting right beside me like, Mama, please hurry up. I didn't see you all day. Get off that computer. So I'm going to go love on my pup because I haven't seen him all day. But I will see you all again, 4 o'clock on next Tuesday for Tuesday Talks with Lady O. Bye.